5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Oh no! Whoa, that was close! Ah, sparkles! Let's get out! Let's run away very slowly through the water. Ooh. Alright, the battle's not over yet. Come at me, bros! Come at me. Wow, where did you guys come from? Sneak attack from the heavens! Up there, I fancy. There's got to be a spawner up there. God, my heart is racing. Safe for now. Let's have a little look up. This is sketchy. I shouldn't be doing this. Oh, there's an Enderman over there. Hello. All the action in this cavern. There's nothing up here. Yeah, I don't know where they came from, but this is the end of the recording of the last episode, and I ended abruptly, so I kind of need to finish this one off and start an episode anew! Oh, hello, pheasant kickers, and welcome to episode 5 of Sir Reginald Does Galacticraft Minecraft in Space! We're still down in the caverns. We're at Diamond Lair. We've got creeper action. This is sketchy. That was satisfying. Yeah, we're still in the caverns. What a climactic start to this episode. And I'm going to... There's lots of exciting stuff to cover today. We've got a brilliant little fan video that I need to show you. I'm going to sing later. We're also going to make progress in Galacticraft. And I have news of something you've been waiting for. God, it's still sketchy down here. I don't like it. We have got news of an online server in the works. I'll tell you all about that in but a moment. This episode, I'm going to rattle through and mop up a lot of the questions that have been lingering. Where do I need to go? Let's go around this way. I don't want to go back down there. It's too sketchy. Don't like it. Don't like it. Yes, diving straight into the questions that were left on the last audio-visual YouTube telecast. By the way, if you want to see that, there's a previous episode link, and all the episode links if you need to catch up. You know how it works here. So yes, let's fly through these. Kaiser Betancourt. I am greatly looking forward to this web series eventually having something to do with, his emphasis, not mine, to do with space. So I can start watching it. Oh dear. Can you at least talk about the new materials and recipes or something? Maybe once an episode might justify the 30 minutes of watching. I do apologize. I even mentioned in the last video that I was becoming frustrated with my lack of progress. And I apologize profusely. I promise you, by the end of today's show, we will make actual progress and really get into Galacticraft and the new crafting tables and stuff like that. Even if I have to jump cut and do a lot of strip mining, which I definitely will. So, genuine thanks for the constructive criticism. Kaiser has been, as far as I know, a long-time subscriber. And I do appreciate the honest feedback, even if it is harsh. Ooh, what's that? I need to look up what the sounds mean in Minecraft. I never know what the spooky noises indicate. But yeah, thanks, Kaiser. Duly taken on board, and we will enact upon that today. I'm just going to mine for a little bit here, just do a little bit of exploring, then we'll really get into it. Rabbit Heart left a comment on the last video in reference to something I said. I can't / choose not to drive either. I'm slightly ashamed of myself. Dude, I know exactly what you mean. It's strange, isn't it? When you say to someone that you can't drive, they act as if you've just declared you don't know how to butter a slice of bread or something. It's mental. Guys, it's complicated, okay? There's lots of buttons. And if you get them wrong, you can end up killing someone. Much like that skeleton. Well, there's rarely lava involved in driving, in my experience. And I do have experience! I was as bad on lesson 10 as I was on lesson 1, so I elected to take myself out of the driving sphere for the benefit of mankind. And anyway, everyone else can drive. People have been giving me lifts to places for the last 12 years, so I'm up on petrol money, making some savings. So, yeah, once you get to 30, if you can't drive at this stage, you probably never will. But what can you do? Learn to drive, I guess, is something you could do. But it's too expensive, and I just did not have the aptitude for it back then. I'd be super unconfident now. My dad gave me a few lessons, and I think that's what really shook my confidence. It's hard learning when you're in a car, and you've got a big northern man sitting next to you screaming at you. Oh, that's just reminded me. That guy over there is the dancing creeper from the last episode. We had a dancing zombie and creeper, if you remember rightly, and I asked you guys at home to make something out of the footage. Do something interesting. Guess who did? Rabbit Heart! He did not disappoint! He sent me this thing, and I laughed my arse off. This looks like as good a place as any to do some strip mining. Yes, while I crack on with this, let me show you Rabbit Heart's brilliant video, which will certainly go viral. You can click on the link on the screen anywhere, and it'll take you to the video in question. It's fantastic. And at the end, I don't know if you follow me on Vine. I don't really do much on Vine. Just look up my name, my channel name, and it'll come up. But yes, he took one little crazy thing I did and manipulated it. I'll stop talking, shall I? I'll just play the damn thing.
And I saw a fish and a mermaid!
Welcome back! Thank you so much for that, Rabbit Heart. That really made my day. It was the funniest bloody thing I've seen in all my crap life. So that was much appreciated. You're probably wondering why we're now back up top. And what this is. And what this is. Okay, so guys, I've got some good news and bad news for you. So, I did strip mining off camera, and then I came back to record and carry on with the episode, which I did, except I missed the most vital part out of that equation. Some idiot forgot to hit the record button. So, that's the bad news. We've lost a lot of footage. First time I've ever done that. The good news, however, is, as you can see, progress has been made. Kaiser, I hope you're happy because we're one step closer to space and you didn't have to sit through boring waffle. Let me talk through some of this stuff. The other problem is, I recorded all of my stuff and talked for like an hour, and then this was days ago. I've forgotten where I am and what on earth I was doing. Alright, we've got some compressed steel, compressed iron, a portable oil extractor. I do remember that was probably the last thing I made. Aluminum wire. And yes, we've also kitted out the base a little more. Diamonds! We have diamonds, as you can see. Diamond pickaxe. I started getting obsidian for an enchanting table. Obviously, we've got 33 levels of experience that we need to use up. And to that end, I have started a bit more of a concerted effort planting the sugarcane so we can get some books. Some books. But what are those weird crafting tables you saw? Let me go over those. Oh, I'm such a noob. I can't believe I forgot to turn the camera on. Loads of stuff happened. I had a fight with an enderman. Look! Where's it gone? We've now got 2 ender pearls. All this ore. I don't know what that was for. We've started compressing metals! That's what this is for! Look! You put stuff in there and it compresses it. There was a reason why I was doing that, but I've forgotten. Now this is a circuit fabricator. You gotta put a diamond in, some silicon, some redstone, and a redstone torch, I think. And power, we'll get to that in a moment. And that outputs one of these, a basic wafer. Now, the basic wafer, I'm sure Mark, who is way further in his Galacticraft adventure, will probably correct me if I'm wrong, but those are the things that you use to make more advanced crafting tables. Ultimately, the NASA crafting table. As I mentioned, this needs power, so we've now got a coal generator. Coal goes in there, and it powers whatever is plugged into it using aluminum wire. So that's that. I don't know what to do next. Bear with me 1 second while I just check the wiki. To be honest, you didn't miss out on much last time. It was mainly me just staring at the wiki going, how do I make that? What's this? Where do I get that from? I even spent like 15 minutes looking up how to make a stone button. I'd forgotten how to do that. So, yeah, you didn't miss that much, I guess. On balance. But yeah, I'm just going to quickly refer to my notes and see if we can formulate a plan of action. To space! Looking at the more advanced tutorial, so we've got power sources done, crafting machines, begin refining fuel. Portable oil extractor, we've got that. Empty liquid canisters. You make those out of glass, compressed tin, a tin canister, and compressed steel. Oh Christ, that sounds complicated. You know what? Let's just do the NASA crafting bench first. Where's that gone? Advanced wafer. Okay, so silicon. We might not have enough silicon. We'll have to have a look. I'll keep that afloat. I hope that's not too distracting. Let's see. Oh, yes! There we go, raw silicon. Is that what we need? Is it raw silicon that we put in here? Not sure. Also need a redstone repeater. I need to look that up. Cannot remember the recipe for that. But let us continue with questions as I try and concentrate on 2 things at once and muddle through the advanced wafer recipe. Once we've got that, we can make the NASA crafting bench. Anyway, Rabbit Heart also asked, how large is your library of books? Do you even have time to read? Yes and no. I do have a big collection of books. As I mentioned, I used to work in a bookstore. Did I mention that last episode? Don't know. And we were allowed to keep any books that were slightly damaged. And occasionally, you know, when you're unpacking books from a box, ever so occasionally your box cutter would slip and you'd accidentally put a tear in the cover. That was unfortunate whenever that happened and you got to keep the book. So yes, I've got a pretty large collection, but I do not have them in the new house. They're in someone's attic. Reason for that is no, I do not have a lot of reading time. I used to read all the time. I used to read about a book a week back when I worked in a bookstore. Oh, we're running low on coal here. Running low on everything, I feel, despite having just spent 2 hours of strip mining. Yeah, don't have much time to read. Used to read a lot. Now that I'm freelance as a writer, when you're writing all day, the last thing you want to do is read. You tend to just want to make a video or watch a video or play a computer game. And B, now that I'm freelance, my time is kind of, you know, a little bit more... When you're doing a 9 to 5 and you've got all evening, yeah, sure, you'll read a book. When you're working 12 hours a day freelancing, it almost feels, and this sounds like such a Philistine thing to say, almost feels like a waste of time. So yeah, don't read that much, unfortunately. I do have some rare books. I've got a first edition copy of the first ever printing of George Orwell's first ever novel. That is the one thing that is my most prized possession, most valuable possession as well. Found that at a thrift store, which is quite something, but that's a story for another time. See, there we go, redstone repeater. Excellent. Good, this is progress. I told you guys this was going to be a slow burner. Oh, we need diamonds. I told you the series was going to be slow to start, but now we're off. We're going great guns. Let's whack this all in here. That Pack 12 has asked, would you ever play Universe Sandbox 2? That goes in there. I don't know. I must look into it now that you mention it. I keep hearing it bandied around. I don't know anything about it. I like sandboxy things. So consider that looked into as soon as I finish playing this. Dong! Advanced wafer! Now, how do we make the NASA crafting bench? So yes, thanks for the question, as always, that pack. Not much to say other than I will look into that. Okay, so we've got the advanced wafer. We need... What the dickens is that? Compressed steel. Okay, I've got one of those things. Do I have any more lying around? Nope. Nope. Okay. I cannot remember how I made that. I'll look into that. In the meantime, Davignon. Looking at two things at once. Okay, yes, I can make that. That's fine. With 50 Shades of Grey coming out soon, and of course it is now out, would you rather watch that movie with your mom or send a revealing picture of yourself to your boss? And do you plan on watching or reading it? Well done, Davin, because I work for myself. Ha! You tried to trap me there, but it didn't quite work. I would much rather send a sext to myself. In fact, I would love that. Why haven't I done that already? So, nice try with your would you rather, but it didn't quite work, did it? Haha! And even if I worked in a regular job, I would much rather send a picture of my own flaccid penis to my boss than go watch 50 Shades of Grey with my mother or any other party. Your follow on, and do you plan on watching / reading it? No, I'd rather drink a pint of bleach. So, I hope that sufficiently answers your question. Yeah, 50 Shades of Grey, not my cup of tea. And yes, I have forgotten how to make a lever. There is no hope for me building a rocket ship if I have forgotten such fundamentals. Dear God. That's fine, we can do this. We can do it. Let's continue on with the quick fire questionness. I'm enjoying the pace. Ben Kwai, this is a question that has been lingering for quite some time. I apologise, Mr. Kwai, but here's what he has to say. Glad to see you are back in the Minecraft action. It is a source of pure pleasure to me. You haven't read 50 Shades of Grey. You should give that a whirl. Last time I asked you about which member of Monty Python would you like to jump under the sheets with. Yes, that was a weird question. That was an episode full of weird questions. I enjoyed that one. This time I want to know if you saw the old bastards when they reformed last year for their stage / cinema / TV show, and if so, what did you think of it? Do you have a general opinion on acts coming out of retirement for one last hurrah? I'm guessing you're a Monty Python fan. Sorry, let me just... I'm just trying to figure out if I need to put this somewhere special. Yeah, it seems I need a lot of space to plant the NASA crafting bench, so I'll probably do that on the roof. Yes, I'm not a fan of Monty Python. I'm one of, like, the 1%. And again, like, not being able to drive a car whenever I declare that. Oh, it's annoying, actually. If I'm standing in a pub and I say, nah, I don't really like Monty Python, the response is always the same. People go, no, really? What about the Dead Parrot sketch? No, I'm not a fan of Monty Python. You must have liked The Life of Brian. Not really. Like, I don't like Monty Python. But what about this? What about that? Like, dude, I don't like Monty Python. People just find it incredulous. It's similar to saying you don't like the Beatles. Oh, crap, I need to make a crafting bench first. Yeah, it's similar to saying you don't like, say, the Beatles. You know, people are just incredulous. I don't know, I don't get it. It feels like I'm missing out. Like, I'm not saying that they're not funny. I am obviously in the wrong, since so many people find it subjectively hilarious. It just doesn't click with me. I just see... Yay! That's a crafting bench. I just see kind of randomness for the sake of just being purely random. And I know it's supposed to be silly, but... I don't know. It just doesn't resonate in the modern age with me as comedy. I just don't get it at all. Anyway... I did hear, of course, that their comeback tour was not very well received at all, which is a shame. Okay, just stashing some valuables before we head up top. Clearly there's a spider scampering around. But on the subject of acts coming out of retirement, I don't care, man. Like, they can do what they want, you know. It doesn't impact me whatsoever if Status Quo are still touring like 70 years after they formed or whatever. Oh, I'm making a hash of this already. No, this is the worst staircase ever. Crap. Yeah, it doesn't bother me. You know, if you're a fan of the person, excited to see them, you're going to go out and see them. If you're not, you'll stay at home and ignore them. It doesn't really impact much. So... yeah, I guess the closest parallel I can think of is, I've mentioned Slipknot in the past. I'm a massive fan of Slipknot. Probably their oldest fan as well, but they've just returned after a 6-year hiatus. And I was going to go see them in Iceland for Valentine's Day. Because I'm an old romantic like that. It's quite obvious that they are, like, in their mid-40s. And just going through the motions. Back in the day when they first started, you know, 15 years ago, they were insane on stage. That was an amazing stage show. They'd set themselves on fire. They'd wrestle on stage. They'd throw barrels and baseball bats. Mick Thompson, I've never seen anyone headbang like that. Whereas you compare them now... and they're really showing their age. Just no movement on stage, nothing really. I'm not annoyed by it. I still think they're giving it their all. They're probably rich enough that they could retire. But they seem genuine. They seem to want to get out there and satisfy fans. And they're still giving it 100%. It's just that their 100% isn't quite what it was like when they were in their mid-20s. You know? What do you want someone to do? You can't expect a band to stop aging, so it is what it is, man. I don't really care too much about bands coming out of retirement. But anyway, yeah, that's my thoughts on the matter. Did you see the Monty Python tour? And if so, what did you think of it? Open question to everybody. Right, let's plonk this down. Oh, bloody hell, it's massive. I can see why they suggested making some space. I don't understand what any of that stuff is quite yet. Huh, interesting. Well, we'll leave that for now. Let's get back down here. Oh, can I make some shelter? Got a bit more cobble. As the sun comes up. Yeah, let's use up the rest of this. And then head back down. Matthew Porter, a few weeks ago, disagreed with my bold declaration that Breaking Bad was the best TV show ever made. Matthew says, the best program I've ever seen is Utopia. I've heard great things about that. I really, really need to get on that. So maybe I'll watch that and report back. Also from Channel 4, TV station over here in the UK, Black Mirror, written by Charlie Brooker. That is a close second, even for me, alongside Breaking Bad. I think I said in a comment reply, there's a few episodes that are a little bit hit and miss, but as a whole, the entire show is just so well conceived and executed. The only criticism I have of Charlie Brooker's writing is that there's no real character development or, You don't get attached to the characters in the slightest. They're generally dislikable people, and also he's got a plot. He needs to get the plot from A to B, and the characters are just a vehicle to get him there. So, yeah, no, I've literally ran out of cobble. Just block that off with dirt, I guess. So yes, that's my only criticism. I don't know how I would improve that, though. He keeps the writing nice and tight, so maybe that's just a necessary sacrifice. Can't fault it, really. Other than that, oh, I should probably go and sort out the sugarcane downstairs as well. Yes, let's do that. So Matthew also says, speaking of Charlie Brooker, yeah, Charlie Brooker is a brilliant comedian, actually. He's up there for me. I ought to ask you who your favourite comedians. I think anyone that's been subscribed to me for a while knows that I have big man love for the big man, Ricky Gervais. I think not only is his comedy impeccable, I think his material's like a meta-analysis of comedy and what humour means and what it means to take offence and what it means to be famous or rich. And I like that. I think it's a really intelligent way of approaching what he does. I think the guy is a genuinely nice person. I think he's got a lot of integrity. I can understand fully why people don't like Ricky Gervais at the same time. But yeah, for me, Extras, I guess, is also up there in top 5 TV shows. His vision for that and the way that was executed, I aspire to. He is an inspiration to me. So definitely Ricky Gervais. I'm not sure who else. I'll have to have a think about that. I could go on about comedy and comedians for another half an hour, which would be slightly redundant. So I best wrap it up here. I'm sure the topic will come up again, no doubt. But yes, thank you so much, Matthew Porter, for the question and the interesting and stimulating discussion we ended up having in the comments. Just looking at how to make a rocket, this looks like it's going to require a lot of materials. And I know that from watching Mark's videos. Well, we're getting close to time. I need to wrap up the whole thing, really. Before I do, a little bit of news. We might end up going over time here, just by a few minutes, but thank you for your patience. I'm going to do a bit of news, then a final question, and that's going to lead us in to my little musical performance for you all. So stick around just a few more minutes. News. Online server. I talked about it. I was going to make one once I got to the moon, so that you guys could follow me. Depending on how we get on, we have made a lot of progress today, but I might do it sooner, and you guys can help me get to the moon. So that might even happen before the next video comes up. So the videos will in fact be kind of taking place on an online server from here on out. I can't promise that, we'll see. But stay tuned, because an online server might be coming to you soon. Details will be here first, so definitely subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see how we get on with that. I've got Hayden helping me out make the online server, which I am eternally in his debt for. Can I make this heavy-duty compressed crap that I need to make the rocket? Probably not. And finally, a question from Riley Mack. Let's see you do some impressions. Now, I was going to just do some accents and things, but I thought that might be construed, or misconstrued rather, as me being racist. So I'm not going to do that, and I'm not going to try and impersonate famous people as such. Instead, I'm a fan of karaoke. I'm not the world's best, but I can vaguely imitate certain people. I've got a fair amount of versatility. I pre-recorded something earlier on that I'd like to share with you all. A little medley of some karaoke. I'm going to do some Red Hot Chili Peppers, something a little heavier, a bit of Meatloaf, and maybe close off on The Darkness. How about that? So I'm going to go now and let you experience my love of karaoke. I tell you, this is going to... I know it sounds terrible. I've pre-recorded it. It's pretty much one take. This mic is not suitable for recording. I'm bad at mixing, so the levels are going to be awful. Yeah, get your volume knobs at the ready just in case you need to turn it down because it might blow out your headphones. But yeah, I'm going to carry on. I'm just researching how to do collect some oil, and I'm going to do that. And you can watch me do that while I sing for you. Are you guys ready? Like, comment, and subscribe. Leave a question for next time. And do give this video a thumbs up. It does really help the channel. And try and share it wherever you can. We need some new, fresh voices and questions going on. People joining the regular Galacticraft ears. That's enough from me. Here we go, guys. Enjoy. Can't stop, addicted to the shindig. Cop, he says I'm gonna win big. Choose not to life with imitation. Distant cousin to the reservation. Debunk the pistol that you pay for. Debunk the feeling that you stay for. In time I want to be your best friend. Eastside lovers living in the West End. Well, I love the trains I hop to be part of the wave. Can't stop. Come and tell me when it's time to. Hang on. This isn't anywhere near heavy enough. I think you guys want to hear something heavier. Let's have some corn. Go! What must my neighbours think of me? So, buy something on the Tickaboo! Buy something and try! Buy something on the Tickaboo! Buy something and try! Something takes a part of mine. You and I were meant to buy. I cheat for you lie. Something takes a part of mine. And I'm tied at the bottom of a pit in the blazing sun. Torn and twisted at the foot of a burning pipe. And I think somebody somewhere must be turning a bell. And the last thing I see is my heart still beating, breaking out of my body and flying away like a bad. Stop. I think you guys want to hear how high I can go? Challenge accepted. Touching you, touching me, touching you, got me touching me. Oh hello, all of the dogs in the neighbourhood have turned up. That's enough of that.